events each year.
Perfect.
And as a nonprofit organization, donate to various veteran care facilities and veteran charities.
You are what, Johan?
That Veteran Motorcycle Association and how you can join or support. Please visit cvma2-2.org.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WVDF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests. Hey, Joey, what's happening? I mean, what's happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time for the Middleboro Weekend Review with your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news, Middleboro news, here on AM 1530 WVDF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
And good morning and welcome to Middleboro in Review. I am Joey Driscoll. Today is June 1st, 2025, Don. We're here in the month of June, finally, which means we're almost at the halfway point of the year. We're almost at the halfway point of the decade as well, Don.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a yeah.
That's a yeah. It's always good. June 1st is always a good month. May's nice, but June, you're...
This May wasn't nice.
Well, yeah, it's better than like February with snow and ice and stuff. I mean, a little rain. We had a lot of rain, but we kept squawking rain. You need it.
Yeah.
I mean, we need water. You don't want to go drought and dead grass and stuff like that. It's kind of a drag. Cutting it all the time is kind of a drag. Frozen, but
yeah. All right. Well, we got our weather. 51 degrees in Taunton here outside of our Taunton Federal Credit Union Studios. 14.
Taunton Credit Union Studios.
Taunton Federal Credit Union.
Federal Credit Union Studios.
Oh man.
The center of the universe. Just okay.
Okay. Taunton Federal Credit Union Studios. The
14.
The TFCU Studios.
Great building, great place. Awesome. This is an awesome studio here, by the way.
Yes, it is.
It's a nice spot in the back of the facility. Beautiful. They have a beautiful facility here. They take such good care of this property, the bank, and everything. And it's a real treat to be here. It's a nice place to go, you know.
All right. We have 51 degrees, high of 53, low of 48 today. No rain in the forecast, which is a good thing. So yeah, there you go. Tomorrow, mostly sunny skies, high 69, low of 48 in Taunton. No rain in the forecast tomorrow. Newport Richey, Florida, 72 degrees, high of 85, low of 72. So that's the low right now. No rain in the forecast today, nice and sunny. Rain for the next... Oh boy, chance of rain for the next... It's like 9 days coming up here.
Way down in Newport Richey, Florida?
Newport Richey, Florida, yeah.
I talked to my sister. She said it's been raining a lot down there.
Well, they're going to start June off.
She's down in Holiday, which is one town south of Newport Richey.
They got 9 straight days of a chance of rain, wow, yeah, some of the rain could be heavy at times over the next 9 days. So if you're in Newport Richey and you're listening to this, be careful. If it does, rain, you could see some thunder and lightning with it as well. It's going to be also in the high 80s to low 90s as well, which is really conducive for lightning, strong storms, and things like that. The heat is really not a good thing for when it comes to weather systems.
I was down there in April, and we had one day where the heat was pretty bad. The next day, the night I flew in, it was April 30th, I flew in. it was really nice. It felt like New England, and then the next day you felt that Florida. By 10 o'clock in the morning, you felt it.
Oh yeah.
Felt that Florida weather coming.
Oh yeah. Yes. And sometimes it's not fun. Sometimes the Florida heat is not fun.
But it was perfect. The night I flew in, I flew into.
Yeah.
I flew into the East Coast. I flew into. I forgot the name of the town I flew into.
Yeah.
Melbourne.
Melbourne. Yeah.
Melbourne,
Okay. So let's
Florida.
say-
Well, it's the Space
Melbourne.
Coast over there,
Yeah.
so it was right on the water, and it was absolutely. It was like I felt like I was in New England flying in. It was so. It was the perfect night. And then, like I said, the next day, this waited day in Florida, you get cooked the next day.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. All right, Middleboro, 51 degrees, high 63, low 49 today. Partly sunny skies today. Partly sunny skies tomorrow, high 68, low 48. In Driscoll, Texas, 91 degrees, low of 75. It is currently 75. They're currently at the low right now. 91 today, 92 tomorrow. It's going to be in the 90s all week and no rain either. There might be some wind here and there, which might keep it cooler, but no rain in the forecast for Driscoll, Texas over the next week. In Driscoll, North Dakota, looks like there might be an air quality warning here. Very unhealthy air quality. Index is 225, which is not a good air quality index for the Driscoll, North Dakota area. 82 degrees today, a low of 56, at the low currently at 56 degrees. 50% chance of rain tomorrow, low of 51, and a high of just 65 in the month of June. So yeah, very cool tomorrow. But yeah, if you're going out, you're happy listening to this in Driscoll, North Dakota, the Driscoll, North Dakota area, which I believe that's halfway between. I think it's halfway between Fargo and Billings. Be careful because of the air quality there. The index is 225, which it says here very unhealthy. So be very careful. All right, that's your weather. Now we go over to the today in history's birthdays and the passings for today. If I can find them. There we go. June 1st here today. 1792, June 1st, Kentucky is admitted as the 15th state of the United States. So happy birthday, Kentucky.
Happy birthday, Kentucky.
Happy birthday, Tennessee, as well. That 1796, admitted as the 16th state.
Happy birthday, Tennessee and Kentucky.
There you go, Tennessee. Kentucky comes first, then Tennessee 4 years later.
You got the Kentucky Bourbon and the Tennessee Mosh.
There you go.
You know, you got Jimmy Beam and you got Jack and Jim hanging out.
Jack and Jim banging out, yeah. All right, 1861, American Civil War, the Battle of Fairfax Courthouse is fought. 1980, June 1st, 1980, big day in news media history. Cable news network begins broadcasting. And CNN, one thing that they really have done very, very well over their lifespan so far is war coverage. You know, they really did a great job. You know, during the Gulf War and things like that. The 1991 Desert Storm coverage as well was very, very good, and their coverage of wars and things like that are very, very good. CNN that I've noticed over the years. 2004, Oklahoma City bombing co-conspirator Timmy Nichols is sentenced to 161 consecutive life terms without the possibility of parole. June 1st, 2008, a fire on the back lot of Universal Studios breaks out that destroys the attraction King Kong Encounter and a large archive of master tapes for music and film, the full extent of which is not revealed until 2019. 2009, June 1st, General Motors, they filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. That's the fourth largest United States bankruptcy in history, Don. The fourth largest one, General Motors. Wow. Yeah, that was a big bankruptcy.
What year was that?
2009. That was a year after Lehman Brothers, I believe as well, which was a pretty big bankruptcy at the time too. 2011, June 1st, a rare tornado outbreak occurs in New England. A strong EF3 tornado that strikes Springfield during the event that killed
June 1st?
people. Yeah,
I was
June
just looking
1st,
that up.
2011.
I'm surprised you came. We talked about, what was that town we went to?
Yeah,
It was the epicenter. We went there.
Yeah, trying to remember it. I'll look it up during the break. Our birthdays, 1926, Andy Griffith, American actor, singer, producer, and screenwriter. Of course, Andy Griffith Show. Then Matlock as well.
Don't forget
awesome.
about Salvage One.
Yep, Salvage One.
No one really remembers that show. That was a great show. I used to watch that as a kid. It was, I think it ran, I don't know, I think a season and a half. I mean, I'm not sure. But I mean, it was a great little concept they had there. It was Andy Griffith's character. He was a junk collector.
Matlock was so good.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Andy Griffith was a junk collector, and he wanted to buy, he build a rocket ship, go to the moon, and scrap everything that was up there that they left on the moon. That was it, because he was a scrap guy.
Yeah.
So it was, but I mean, it was a good concept because they had to rescue some NASA people sometimes, from astronauts. So they're calling on Andy Griffith to save NASA. So I just love the idea of
everything
of that.
Everything Andy Griffith was in was really good. Of course, I talk about Matlock a lot. Matlock was such an interesting show. I think that was his second big hit of a show after the Andy Griffith Show, of course. And I mean, it was such a big hit of a show that they brought it back. So I mean, you're doing something right with the television show if
that's what
there's interest in
Kathy
bringing it
Bates,
back.
right?
Yeah, Kathy Bates, exactly. 1926, also born in 1926 on June the 1st, Marilyn Monroe, American model and actress. Born on this day in 1934, Pat Boone. See Pat Boone every once in a while in different kinds of ads, I think, mostly for gold. He's selling gold on the television screens there still. But he is 91 today, Don. Pat Boone. Born on this day in 1937, Morgan Freeman. Born on this day in 1947, Ronnie Wood of the Rolling Stones. Born on this day in 1979, Santana Moss, American football player. Really, really good American football player. Born on this day in 1979. Deaths on this day, 1868, James Buchanan, the American lawyer and politician, 15th President of the United States. Widely considered one of the worst, if not the worst, presidents by a lot of historians. Maybe. Gotta give him a little bit, I think you gotta give him a little bit of a break because, what comes next is Abraham Lincoln. What comes next after that is the Civil War. I mean, during his presidency, we were already pretty much on that path of the Civil War.
I guess they say that he didn't do enough to stop the Civil War.
I think he couldn't. I think at that time we were already on the path of the Civil War, and it was an unreversible path at that point. And I don't think there was much that he could do, unfortunately. So I mean, he gets a little bit of a
Why? Were you there?
harsh. No, of course not. But
Were you at the cabinet meetings?
No, of course not. But I'm just saying, maybe he gets a little bit of a harsh kind of.
Were you a fly on the wall?
No, of course not. I'm just saying, maybe he gets a little bit of a harsh kind of, aspect of that, maybe he couldn't do it too much.
Dude can't catch a break, huh?
Maybe I don't know. I wasn't there. Maybe he didn't do enough. I mean, well, obviously he didn't do enough because the Civil War still happened, and then Abraham Lincoln got elected, and then several states seceded from the Union. But I think we were already on that path of Civil War during his presidency.
Oh yeah. You go look at the history of the 1850s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1968, Helen Keller passing away on this day in 1968, and passing away on this day in 2008. See if I can pronounce this name correctly. Yves Saint Laurent, French fashion designer. He founded Saint Laurent Paris, which is a big fashion company, pretty big fashion company there in the world. He passed away on this day in 2008. Well, there you go. That is your Today Mysteries. We also want to make mention of the passing of Loretta Swit, who passed away this past week. She was on MASH, and really important.
She was great.
Really important on MASH as
You
well.
just fell in love with all those characters with MASH.
Absolutely.
They were your friends. They were on all the time. She played a hot lips winner. But she was always getting herself in trouble. Talk about a true comedian. And I've seen her do some serious work too over the years, and she's just great. And just the characters they played, MASH. That's why MASH is like one of the best sitcom programs ever, in my opinion. I don't think anything beats it. Anything.
No.
That, MASH is. And it's funny that it came from that movie with Elliot Gould and
Nothing can literally beat it. It
John
has
Sullivan, yeah.
nothing can literally beat it. It has records when it comes to television shows. It has records that will continue to hold records for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
So you literally can't beat that show. All right, it's 7:25 a.m. Let's take our first commercial break. We'll be right back.
Spark Street Auto Body, located at 48 Spark Street in Boston, Massachusetts, offers the highest quality collision repair and complete auto service for your car. They are a direct repair shop for all major insurance companies. You can reach them at 508-583-1495. They are open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5, 8 to 4, Fridays. Call them today. You will not be disappointed. 508-583-1495.
I just can't help myself. Yes, indeed, I just love local radio. At least one day a week. So, Coffee with Tony will return on Wednesdays starting June 4th at 9 a.m. I'll do my very best to get you over the hump and head toward the weekend each and every week. Join me on Wednesdays, only on 1530 WVBF and 99.7 FM for some great local radio.
This show is like, I don't know why it's like a video page just showing itself. But June 1st. There was two. You gotta type in the 2011 New England tornado outbreak, because there was two. April 27th there was one major outbreak as well.
This was in June though.
Yeah, I know.
What was the town?
I'm gonna look that up in a second.
You went that proper name of the town.
Yeah. And we're back. I turned down the bumper music. It is 7:27 a.m. We got a couple of minutes here before our news break here, as we were mentioning the 2011 tornado outbreak in New England. We are trying to figure out what it was Munson.
Munson.
There we go.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out what town.
We went to Munson
that
about a
was.
month after.
And it was
Remember?
Munson.
We took a ride there?
Yes.
We checked it out. I mean,
And it was a pretty bad tornado that hit Munson.
it's creepy because you're driving down the road and you look where it went through the forest, and it looked like it plowed out a 6-lane highway.
Yeah.
And then Munson, the downtown was like a valley, so you could see where it topped. And then we went by the Munson Police Department and we talked to the desk sergeant or whoever was on duty there, and I said, "Were you here?" And he's like, "Yeah." He said it was terrifying because it went almost right over the police department because it was a valley. I mean, they've had damage, but a lot of the damage was up in the high elevations. You could see where it came from the hills, and then the town of Munson is like a little valley, and you can see where it just kind of went over the top of it, and then you can see where it continued. You can just fall. You could have fallen 39 miles. So I think it touched down in Westfield and went all the way to Sturbridge.
Yeah. And it wasn't the first tornado outbreak in the country that year. April 27th was a major one as well. Really, really major one that is still in the history of a lot of the areas that were affected even today. It was a pretty big one, April 27th.
In New England?
No, and it was south. It was like Alabama, Tennessee, areas like that. And that happened in April of also 2011 as well. All right, it's 7:30 a.m. Let's take our news break and we'll be right back.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Mike.
Okay.
Spinning out with his on-again, off-again pattern of tariffs.
It's called negotiation. You set a number.
By setting high tariff rates and then pulling them back, the president has rattled businesses and investors. But he says that approach has worked with the European Union.
Oh, wow.
Today negotiating.
The Historical Commission of Middleboro has approved the demolition of the Middleboro VFW.
Quickly extended the deadline by several weeks.
VFW.
What is that?
So, right across the way from the gas station there, what's the name of it? It's near the tracks. What's the name of it? The gas station that's across the way.
How old is that?
Middleboro VFW, I have no idea.
Year boosting oil and gas drilling, mining, and
We'll
law.
talk about it here. This is an article here.
The new COVID-19 vaccine has passed FDA approval, but there are limits.
The Food and Drug Administration has approved a new COVID-19 vaccine made by Moderna, but with limits on who can use it. Moderna's new option is a lower dose version that's a step toward next-generation coronavirus vaccines. The company said that it expects to offer both the new vaccine and its existing COVID-19 shot this fall. The FDA approved the new vaccine for all adults 65 and older and for people aged 12 to 64 who are at higher risk from the coronavirus. That's the same limit that the FDA set in licensing another vaccine option from Novavax. Ron Taylor reported.
The UN nuclear watchdog says Iran has further increased its stockpile of uranium enriched to near weapons-grade levels, according to a confidential report by the International Atomic Energy Agency, which calls on Tehran to urgently change course. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Summer is all about making great memories. Boy, I love getting out on the boat. I admit that one of my little joys in life is to get on a boat and ride around on Tampa Bay. But if you're living with pain, those future memories can be stolen from you. Here's a thought. Try Relief Factor. Let's see if we can get you out of pain. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement designed to help your body fight pain. It's a doctor-developed formula made of natural ingredients. The best part of all, Relief Factor never masks the pain. It helps reduce or even eliminate it for good. Whether it's doing what I do, whether it's kayaking on a lake, running around the little ones, or just chilling in the hammock with a good book, Relief Factor can help you feel better, move better, and do more of the things you love all summer long. So if you're ready to reclaim your summer and make some amazing memories, head over to ReliefFactor.com or give them a call at 800-4-RELIEF. 800-4-RELIEF. Do it now and get their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. The number again, 1-800-4-RELIEF. 800-4-RELIEF. Fight pain naturally with Relief Factor.
After glamorizing tobacco for decades, France is preparing for its most sweeping smoking ban yet. Beginning on the 1st of July, smoking will be outlawed in virtually all outdoor public areas where children may gather. That includes beaches, parks, gardens, playgrounds, sports venues, school entrances, and bus stops. Health Minister Catherine Vautrin says that tobacco must disappear whenever children are present. The law also signals a deeper cultural shift. Smoking has defined French identity, fashion, and sentiment. For so long, the new measure feels like a quiet revolution in a country whose relationship with tobacco is famously complex. Fishermen say a new natural gas project off the coast of Senegal, a joint venture between British energy giant BP and U.S.-based Cosmos Energy, is threatening their livelihoods. The project, which started operations late last year, is meant to bring jobs to the densely populated fishing community. They say what it's doing is causing the fish to stick around the platform. They can't catch them anymore. This is townhall.com. A method to control breathing is couched in the tennis world.
Carlos Alcaraz has been wearing nasal strips in some matches since last season. That sparked an interest in the better breathing adhesives among other tennis players, even if the 4-time Grand Slam champion has skipped using them so far at the French Open. The bandages open the nostrils to ease nasal breathing.
There's
Leary wears them daily both for practice and competition.
Tennis is a really strenuous sport.
Are among the players
That's
who
kind of
know
interesting.
Alcaraz using them and are curious whether the strips could help. Science isn't
Probably.
so sure of the benefits. I'm Gethin Coolbaum.
Celebrated actress Valerie Mahaffey has passed away at the age of 71. Her stage, film, and TV work ranged from Shakespeare to hit 1990s TV series such as Northern Exposure. She also had roles in such movies as Sully with Tom Hanks. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Oh, was she, she was in that?
Oh. What?
What's her name? They just mentioned her name. Let me look at that. Hold on. What's she playing? I barely know who that is anyway. I need to look at that. Valerie Mahaffey. Oh yeah, Valerie. Didn't she play his wife?
I don't know. Let's get the...
Hold on. I need to look at the cast. And we're back here on Middleboro in Review. And we are back here, and it is the second half of the show.
We are back.
I just mentioned there during the town hall news that Valerie Mahaffey has passed away. I kind of know some of her stuff that she was in. She was in Sully, and I'm trying to remember
the movie with Tom Hanks?
I'm trying to remember what character or where she shows up in the movie, but she plays Diane Higgins in Sully. I'm not sure where she shows up in the movie, but she's a well-known actress. She passed away this week as well. A couple different actors actors and actresses passed away this week as well. But I gotta try to remember where she showed up in the movie. But yeah, check out Sully, because that is a really, really good movie. It kind of it depicts, the true life events of what happened with the plane that landed on the Hudson. Very, very well. Sully they did a very good job at that. Valerie Mahaffey passed away on May the 30th. She began her career on The Doctors, which was a daytime soap opera, which I've never heard of. I don't know if you've heard of it, Don. It was short-lived. It was 2 years. Actually, well, her tenure on it was short-lived. Doctors that lasted 20 years. But she has a daytime Emmy for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a drama series. She was born in Indonesia. That's pretty interesting.
Where's that character on Sully? Does it say?
Again, Diane Higgins. Again, I don't know where she shows up in the movie. If anyone has seen Sully,
Is that the?
I've seen Sully about 20
Is that the
times. I can't
character?
remember.
Is that the character, Diane Higgins?
Yes, I can't remember where she shows up in the movie. It might just be a minor role. If anyone has seen Sully recently and can tell us where she shows up in the movie, give us a call, 508-822-1106, because, I've seen Sully about 20 times, but I can't seem to remember where she shows up in the movie. But that's a big passing, for sure.
I think she played one of the flight attendants.
Oh, she did. No, she did. Yeah, it was one of the flight attendants, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, she played one of the flight attendants on the flight.
Yep.
Okay.
The senior one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember
Yes.
that. Yeah, what a great movie.
It was a great movie. It was.
It's based on a true story too.
Based on a true story. It was such a well done movie. Another well done movie that was based on a true story was Deepwater Horizon. That was such a great movie. They did such a good job at depicting the events that happened with that Deepwater Horizon event. And Mark Wahlberg was great in it. And Mark Wahlberg was great in Patriots Day as well, which that depicts the events that happened with the Boston bombing. That was a great movie as well. That was also Mark Wahlberg.
You know who played Commissioner Ed Flynn in that movie? John Goodman.
Yeah, John Goodman. I was going to say
I love John Goodman. I just always liked John Goodman. I liked him when he was in the Blues Brothers. A lot of people said, "Oh, you should have put out another Blues Brothers movie." But I thought the Blues Brothers 2000, which came out in '98, was great.
Yes.
The soundtrack is great. If you ever want to listen to a good soundtrack, look at the Blues Brothers 2000. A lot of good material on that. A lot of good material.
All right, we'll switch over to some sports. Sean Newcomb's time with the Red Sox came to an end last week as he was put on waivers. Put on waivers and put onto assignment. And then cleared the waivers and signed with the Athletics. He is now back with the Oakland Athletics for a second stint. And his first start with the Oakland, well, not start, but I don't think it was a start. I think he was just in the game. I'm not sure if it was a start or not. But he went 3.1 innings with the Athletics on Thursday. He had 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 hits, no earned runs. So a pretty solid game there for a team that is not that good. The Athletics are horrendously horrible. They are a team that is no longer in Oakland. They are a team that is in Sacramento. They are a team that has shunned the city of Sacramento because they have said, "Oh, don't call us the Sacramento Athletics." Done.
But
You play at a ballpark. All right, it's for a short amount of time, okay? But you play at a ballpark in Sacramento and you don't want to be called the Sacramento Athletics. Oh, just call us the Athletics. Isn't that disrespectful to the city of Sacramento?
Who doesn't want to do that?
The Athletics, because they moved from Oakland. They're in the process. They're in a very long process of trying to move to Vegas, Las Vegas. That's where they're trying to move to eventually. I don't know what's going on with that, but they're going to move to Las Vegas eventually. Before the ballpark opens, they're in Sacramento for I don't know how long, 2-3 years, and they're saying, while we're in Sacramento, just call us the Athletics. Don't call us the Sacramento Athletics. Just call us the Athletics.
No.
Isn't that disrespectful to the city of Sacramento, though?
They're hosting them, of course. You know what? If you don't like it, we got a ball field somewhere in the Mojave Desert you can go play. How's that sound? Okay?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know. Everything is so. It seems like everything is.
That's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Why wouldn't it? Why get comfortable? But they're just moving on to Vegas, right?
They're moving on to Vegas.
They're building a stadium there for it?
I think so. The process there is there's a lot of moving parts to that. It gets confusing, kind of sorting out all the moving parts to what's going on with the Oakland Athletics right now. Anyway, or the Sacramento Athletics right now. The Boston Red Sox.
No one's going to pay attention to that. They're going to call them anyway. Whatever
they're
they
call
say,
the Sacramento,
whatever they say or want us to say, we're going to say what we want anyway.
Yes, people are going to call them the Sacramento Athletics until they move to Vegas. Period. That's how it's going to go. All right, the Boston Red Sox are taking on the Braves today at 1:35 p.m. They're in their probably worst game of the year yesterday. A 5-0 shutout loss. So hopefully they can get back, to doing better because they haven't been that good at all. Hopefully they can win today, but they're in Atlanta today to take on the Braves. The Worcester Red Sox will finish up a series with the. All right, let's see if I can pronounce this name correctly, because I've pronounced this town incorrectly in the past. The Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders. Don, am I saying that correctly? Yeah. The Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Wilkes-Barre.
Yes.
The Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders. So the Worcester Red Sox and the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders will finish their series today at 1:05 p.m. In Double-A, Portland will finish up a series with the Altoona Curve, which is also a team based on trains. So you got the Worcester Red Sox taking on the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders, which is based on trains, and then you got the Altoona Curve, which, of course, is based on the Horseshoe Curve, Don. So that's interesting. Portland Sea Dogs and Altoona will finish their series at 1 p.m. this afternoon. Then you got High A. That would be Greenville. Greenville will finish their series with Jersey Shore. And that will be 3:05 p.m. For that game. And then the Salem Red Sox, they'll finish up a series with Carolina, the Fisher Cats, I believe they're called. 1 p.m. start for that game as well. And then Monday, they'll take Monday off. The entire MILB will take the Monday off. And then on Tuesday, a new week begins and a new set of series begins there. So there's your sports. We got some local events going on, but we're going to take our last commercial break right now, and we'll talk about those when we come back. We'll be right back.
St. Vincent de Paul of the Sacred Heart Church of Middleboro serves the residents of the towns of Middleboro, Lakeville, Carver, and Rochester. Our base of operations is in the lower level of the parish hall on Oak Street. directly across the street from Sacred Heart Church in downtown Middleboro. At this time, these are approximately 500 families in our service area, and many of them come to us for various types of aid. This can take many forms, and include many of the following programs: utilities and rent assistance, agency referrals, clothing and furniture vouchers, and temporary lodging. For more information, go to svbbmiddleboro.org. May the good Lord bless you and keep you safe.
Fetch this.
Wheelchair for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
The Matthew Mission Food Pantry helps people with food insecurities from the hardships of life. In a few short years, they have given more than 4,000 bags of groceries to those in need. For guests with limited transportation options, they are open every Saturday morning from 9:30 to 11:30 at the north door of the First Parish Church, 76 Church Green, and are available to anyone, no questions asked. The demand increases every week. With the looming reduction in SNAP benefits, the need is growing. Please consider a donation of unexpired, non-perishable food items, grocery store gift cards, or a monetary donation via check to the Matthew Mission Food Pantry, 76 Church Green, Taunton, or by Venmo at Matthew Mission Food Pantry. The Matthew Mission Inc. is a registered 501c3 organization. Thank you.
Three, two, 1, 0. And we're back. We turned down the bumper music. There we go. The big Middleboro news story for today. I just saw this in the Namaskit Week this morning. The Historical Commission of Middleboro has approved demolition of the Middleboro VFW. The Historical Commission approved the demolition of the Middleboro Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 2188 building located at 12 Station Street, and that was following a public hearing on May 27th. The Commission had determined the building to be historically significant in March. The public hearing was held to gather input to determine whether the structure should be deemed preferably preserved, which would have prevented demolition. Boaz McMahon purchased the property after the VFW struggled financially for several years due to declining membership. The approximately 10,000 square foot building, constructed in 1950, sits on 3 acres near a ball field and has an estimated value of $1.1 million. McMahon plans to build housing on the property. After the sale, the building was gutted, with nearly everything donated to charitable organizations. Commission Chair Larissa Hansen-Hallgren opened the hearing with a brief history of the Middleboro VFW. She described a post-World War II push to build a structure that would serve as both a home for veterans and organizations and a memorial to service members. The Commission identified the property as historically significant due to its age, its association with the development of veterans organizations, and its contribution to the Middleboro historical context, as well as its role as a memorial site. Select board members Brian Giovanni and Thomas White, speaking as private citizens at the hearing, opposed preserving the structure. My house was built in the 1980s. It will be 50 years old in a few years. Historically significant? I don't think so, said Giovanni, referencing the state standard age of the or the historic building. Paul Preventure outlined the sale process at the hearing, noting that several other Middleboro boards had approved the plan, but the Historical Commission had not yet signed off. More than 250 Middleboro residents signed a petition advocating for the building's preservation. Dan Sylvia, an abutter to the property, spoke on behalf of himself and the petitioners. After the commission voted not to designate the building as preferably preserved, allowing demolition to proceed, Hanson Holgren urged future applicants to approach the commission earlier in the process. Don, thoughts?
They're tearing it down?
They're tearing it down.
1950, you say?
1950.
Yeah. I mean,
I have no
my thoughts are useless because
I
they're
have no thoughts on
tearing
tearing it down.
I don't know how I
have no
feel.
thoughts.
I mean, I have to concur with Giovanni and White.
And White, yeah. Yeah.
They're right. I mean, it's 1950. It's not like it was built in 1850.
Yeah, if it was built in like 1800.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
it
don't
might
know.
be a different conversation.
I mean, they're putting housing in, which is very important.
Yes.
So, I mean, we need
The
housing.
state needs more housing.
We need more housing. People
Yeah.
need housing.
Yeah.
So this purpose, a lot of great memories there.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people. The 250 people showed up, probably looking at them, and they probably had an event there, or their father had an event there, and it brings a lot of good memories.
And it
it's tough to
also
bury.
gives them the opportunity to maybe build a better structure, better building for the VFW, for veterans of foreign wars, maybe somewhere else in Middleboro.
Oh, of course.
It gives them the opportunity to do that.
You have to.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think a lot of the people who wanted to stay, maybe a lot of the people have fond memories of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe their father or mother or their loved one who served was honored there, or maybe they got married there or something. Maybe someone got married there, or
Yeah.
I mean, they've been using that for function halls for years. So, some might have been had an event or had a family reunion. That it's just like sometimes you look at the building and if you been associated with the building as far as any family functions or weddings or anything like that, you look at that building a little deeper and harder when you drive by it because you got together with family members and loved ones,
Exactly.
and that's where everyone meets.
The history will always be there with the building.
Oh, yeah,
for
sure.
And again, they will build. I almost guarantee, I think, that they will build another building.
Yeah.
For sure. Somewhere else in town. Absolutely guaranteed. I think that'll happen.
I just think it's hard for change sometimes.
Yes.
People who've been living here and like I said, 250 people, a lot of people to come out and time for it.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
I mean, it's definitely not getting swept under the rug.
No.
There's going to be a discussion, and there was, and
Yeah.
and that's what happens. You get voted on it, and then you seem to move on. Hopefully, the housing is nice.
Yeah.
Makes it look good. Maybe a little mention of something on the property.
Like a plaque or something, yeah.
Something,
Yeah,
something,
absolutely.
yeah, a little something, a little garden or something like that with the plaque,
Absolutely.
and the people and whatnot would be, I think, ideal.
Absolutely.
You know?
All right, June 1st. Today is June 1st, and today, later on, actually getting underway at 10 a.m. this morning, is the 6th annual Spring Craft, hosted by the Greyhound Pets of America Massachusetts chapter. That will take place today, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Middleboro Town Hall lawn, 10 Nickerson Avenue. The event will feature vendors offering jewelry, art, crafts, gifts, and more, and a raffle will also be held. Admission and parking are free. Interested vendors can contact Denise at gpamass@gmail.com. Again, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. this afternoon. the 6th annual Greyhound Spring Craft Fair. Coming up this week as well, we have the public meeting for the Fall River New Bedford line. That'll take place at Morton Middle School, which is in Fall River, 1135 North.
Thursday?
That's coming up on Thursday.
Where?
That is at Morton Middle School, 1135 North Main Street, Fall River, Massachusetts.
What time?
5:30 p.m.
Will it be refreshments?
No.
Coffee and donuts?
Probably not.
You want to go? On your birthday? Give me a better place to go.
That's a horrible place to go.
Why not? We should go. We should take a ride down there and see what's up. I mean,
that's a horrible present.
What? I'm sure it's a nice school.
Just have to listen to the MBTA for 3 hours.
No, it's probably not. It's going to be the exact opposite. It's going to be the people screaming at the MBTA for having such a lousy
And
service.
then the MBTA making excuses.
Well, we talked about what the excuses were.
Exactly.
All right.
We did.
Well, yeah. They said it was supposed to roll out in May, and roll out in
And it rolled out earlier than
it
that.
rolled out in March, end of March.
Yeah.
So, month and a half or whatever. And when they say May, it's May 31st. I mean, technically, it should have opened yesterday. But,
May.
So-
They said May.
okay.
Yeah, latest being
Right.
May 31st,
Right.
yes.
So, what we talked about this. The crews have to be signed off on that particular route. They got to know every square inch of that route. The conductors, the engineers, everything. They got to know the signal systems. They got to know the track layout. They got to know the switches. They got to know this. They got to know that. So, I know it's a pain, but
Yes.
if you pushed it too far and there was an accident,
Exactly.
then
Oh, that's
now they're blaming. Oh, you went too fast.
That's important.
But leaving people at East Taunton stranded
That's
on
not
that
good
Sunday
either.
a few weeks ago
That's not good.
was not good.
No.
No,
That's
that
not
they
good.
dropped the ball there. They should get. They definitely should get.
And listen.
They should definitely
And listen as well.
get chewed out for that.
Listen as well. We're not always negative to the MBTA. It's just when they do something wrong, we call them out on it.
Yeah, but I mean, it really affects people. I mean, they don't realize.
When they do something wrong and it affects people, we call them out on
I
it.
mean, people try to do the right thing and take public transportation because they
Exactly.
They want to keep vehicles off the road,
Yes.
traffic, emissions. We all understand that.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you delay people by hours and hours, and people are just trying to get to work,
People just see that as they just like,
and
no,
it's not
I'm not going to take
and it's not
No.
just say it's a nurse working in Boston, and she's heading, or he's heading, or whoever
Exactly.
they're heading, and they got to relieve somebody. Well, that person can't leave until they get relieved. So now this other nurse has been working, and they usually work 12-hour days.
Sometimes
They really work hard.
Sometimes it's more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be more if it's a 12-hour shift, a scheduled 12-hour shift, and the MBTA makes people late for 2 hours, and you're stranded. You can't do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
At least in a vehicle, you can get off and drive and take side roads. You can keep going. But I mean, to be stranded at a train station in a rainstorm with no bathroom facilities in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I can get an Uber, all right, but maybe somebody who over 65, 70 isn't up to speed with these phones.
Yes.
It's hard. I'm learning every day, so I don't know.
Well, all right, we'll keep an eye on this.
Maybe we'll go to the meeting. You know what? It'll be my
Maybe-
birthday present to you to take me to the MBTA meeting in
Maybe
Fall
you can go to
River.
the meeting.
No, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna say, hey, Joe, we're doing somewhere fun for your
Oh,
birthday,
yeah,
and I'm gonna
that's-
try you to the meeting.
That's fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
that's
can sit in the car.
totally fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, either you can sit in the vehicle, and I'll go in. And,
Oh boy. Well, I would rather sit in the vehicle. Exactly.
Yeah, we should go. We should go.
Anyway, all right. Bye bye, everybody. We'll be back next week. Anything but that.
You should go, Joey. Really. If it's no good, we'll just leave. If it's boring, we'll take off. Or we'll go to hot dog somewhere. We'll go to Sonic and get a hot dog.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No, they're good. Great hot dogs. You ever had the hot dogs?
That's so much better.
Huh?
That's so much better. Bye, everybody. Hold on.